Hello everybody and welcome back to the adventures of Pink Eyes. So as I mentioned in the last one, and I know there's still some static in that one, I deeply apologize. I'm gonna kind of read this one in little segments here. I'm gonna cut in, cut out, check it, make sure the recording and crud is good. If it's not, then I'm just gonna have to restart certain parts of it. That way I can kind of save it. Because it was pretty bad. Gosh, it was a lot worse. So yeah, I read this chapter already. I haven't read anything past this chapter. So if we get to that, we get to that. But yes, probably won't do too much accents or anything. Like I said, I already talked about this one. So chapter 4, Vola Mio Mini Pony, edited by UC for Viola Mini Pony. Do you know you're all my very best friends? Okay. Time approximately 3:15 p.m. Location The Glow, Salt Cube City. I guess I should do a little recap. Essentially what happened in the last one, I guess, if you forgot and didn't care. Basically, our little character here was thrown into a hazmat suit in Canterlot, went home, then the shield over Canterlot dropped, letting this pink cloud crud kind of seep through everything. But the hazmat suit they're wearing, a radiation suit I guess, I think it was called, helped them basically survive that incident. So, but they kind of went to sleep for 200 plus years. And now they've woken up in the future. Alright, so day 4, time approximately 3:15 p.m. And they went exploring into the wasteland with the help of the HUD. They're looking for her mom, but the computer is guiding her to the Ministry of Morale facilities. Alright, so that's impossible. Ghouls are super stupid zombies that eat ponies. You are ugly, but mighty fine ponies. You can't be ghouls. If you're not telling me where the ghouls are, I'm going to look for them on my own. Bleh! Puppysmiles stuck out her tongue. Soft Air and Peach Blossom exchanged a rapid glance, then Peach spoke. We have no reason to lie to you, Puppy. We are ghouls. Not every ghoul is a mindless pony eater. But they told me... But you listen only to what you want to hear. Gee, you're a pain in the flank. Did any pony ever tell you that? Peach sighed in relief. At last she let that go. It wasn't nice, but the foal seemed something more than simply spoiled. She was completely selective about any information she received. Wake up, Ghost. This is not some magic land. This is Equestria, the worst sinkhole ever. Puppy stepped back, afraid of the decomposing pony that was scolding her, or maybe scared by the truth in her words, but... Peach stomped a hoof on the ground. Stop playing the innocent fool. You're a monster like us. Stop pretending now. The little filly backpedaled. Backpedaled. I guess that's backpedaled. Falling on her haunches and trying to hide her face with her hooves. Please, please stop. I'll behave. I don't want you to behave. I want you to wake up. The ghoul mare stomped a hoof on the ground to emphasize her last two words. Softair put a hoof on Peach's shoulder. Please calm down. I don't think she's pretending. Don't let your anger drive you. The ghoul mare shoved away Air's hoof. She's 200 years old. How can she be this naive? Is she a... Is she a retard? We keep running into this word. I think that's number 4 or 5 that we've run into that word being used to address this character. I think she's playing with us. I think that we should. Peach was interrupted by a long, eerie wail. For a moment, her mind rushed back to her foalhood, to that very day when she closed herself in the cellar by mistake, and nobody came looking for her until night had fallen. She recalled the fear of being forgotten, the loneliness, every single creak from the barrels. Peach almost lost her voice calling for help, but it was the fair day and no pony heard her. With an overwhelming sense of guilt, she realized that Puppy wasn't playing with them. All the ghouls turned their attention to the filly in yellow. Her long howl had something supernatural. It was the stuff of nightmares made audible and struck hard on every pony in the camp. Maybe this happened because they were used seeing a ghoul's rage, but this was the first time in decades that they had heard a foal's cry. Even Sandbox hesitated for a moment before walking to Puppy and hugging her. What the hell? What the hell is she doing? That sound. Peach staggered, trying to stand on her hooves. I think that you made her cry, Soft Air answered flatly. Well now, I guess that it will be easier to make her accept the fact that we are the bad guys, right? Mission accomplished. Oh, for Pete's sake, can you make her stop? Complained a pony with an orange helmet on his head. I can't hear my thoughts. Sandbox continued to hold the foal as her sobs gradually lessened, growing quieter and quieter until they could barely hear her whispering, half-spoken apologies. Now, I'm sure you are a good pony. You just miss your mom, and that is okay. The ghoul leader rubbed Puppy's shoulders. Every pony has a bad day here and there. Hold on. Peach Blossom was quite upset, but now you will say that you're sorry and she will forgive you. Just please pay attention to her when she is explaining something important, okay? Puppy nodded slowly and tried to establish eye contact with Sandbox, finding some relief in his elderly eyes. The foal turned to the ghoul mare and lowered her head. I'm sorry I didn't believe you, Mrs. Peach Blossom. I know that you're a ghoul now. I was wrong. This made Peach feel even more guilty, but she had to play along. At least this way the conversation was going somewhere. Oh, it's alright, little one. Just pay some more attention when the older ponies try to teach you something. She paused. What now? I think I remember something about you wanting to go away from this place. Why? Did I already say that Puppy was easily distracted? The filly in yellow scratched her helmet thinking about this brand new question, but she couldn't seem to find a proper answer. I think this is because those pretty ponies promised me a piggy ride on a two-headed cow if I came here, took a look around, and go back and tell. They were also speaking of how great it would be if the ghouls were totally gone. Puppysmiles paused for a moment, trying to remember the rest of the story. Oh right, so I said that I was going to deal with the meanie ghouls, but they told no. I replied that I was big enough to shoo a ghoul away, whatever it was, and they made me promise to just come here and take a look. But I crossed my hooves, so that promise doesn't count. The filly smiled widely, clearly proud of herself. I was smarter than them. Soft Air snickered. Oh, sweet Celestia, this filly is hilarious. Can we keep her? Sandbox sighed. This is a strange coincidence. Peach, please go and find Dr. Getwell. I need to speak with her quite urgently. Soft Air, can you keep an eye on this little prodigy for a while? Go to my office and grab that pink toy for our little guest. Day 4, approximately 4 p.m. location, the Glow Soul Cube City. Puppy loved her new Pinkie Pie plushie, hugging it tightly when she wasn't showing it to every pony she met. Too bad that it was mostly Soft Air. See? She is super cool, way better than that killing pink bot. I bet she's super soft. The filly in yellow poked the plush with the hoof. Aw, stupid spacesuit. I want to kiss her, but I can't. I'm calling her Silky Tail. Soft Air knocked on Puppy's helmet. Hey, Space Pony, look at what I got here. The ghoul held out a holotape for Puppy to see. Guess what it is? Puppy tilted her head. A black thing. I know. It's some stuff that does other stuff. Wow, I couldn't explain it better. Okay, little Miss Scholar, come here and let me connect it to your suit. The ghoul took Puppy's left hoof and opened a small socket on her wrist, then slotted the tape inside. Backup copy initiated. Reading. Warning, system working in emergency mode. Reproduction is impossible. Backup copy finished. The file will be opened as soon as the system will be running on normal mode. Hi, Mr. Voice. Puppy waited for a moment, but she got no answer. See what I mean? I don't even know what I did to him, but he is keeping a grudge since we arrived here. Oh my god, I just said arrived, like, ooh. Oh, don't worry, it's just the salt cube. It interferes with smaller talismans in their circuitry. Soft Air watched the smiling foal for a moment. She was totally listening to everything and probably understanding nothing. The ghoul sighed. It makes Mr. Voice sleepy. He'll wake up when you two leave the glow. Puppy nodded. Don't tell this to any pony, but I feel a little lonely sometimes. I don't mean that I have no friends, but in the last few days I walked a lot, and every pony had something else to do, and no pony really wanted to stay with me, so... Puppy lowered her eyes. Mr. Voice is a bit stupid, and he uses fancy words, and he's grumpy, but he never leaves me. I hope he's not angry. Soft Air was going to say something, but he was interrupted by the sound of two ponies arguing with each other. We don't have that much time. The cascade is accelerating. Can't you see it yourself? It's turning cyan already. This was Sandbox's voice. I'm not blind, but I'm beginning to think that you're going crazy. We need at least a couple days. It's not just open the roof, inflate the balloons, and goodbye impending doom. I need time to initialize the systems, reprogram the autopilot, and lay the course. 2 days, maybe 30 hours, not sleeping at all. This voice came from a mare, seemingly quite old. Oh, sorry, I had to sneeze. It will release in 8 hours, best, as soon as we start moving it, and if we wait, it could even too late to try anything. Now I wonder why this came out all of a sudden. That damn cube was here even before the dome was built, and you give me 7 hours warning before apocalypse. Puppy turned her head toward the voice. What's going on? I have no idea, little one, Soft Air frowned. This was bad news. But there was no point in explaining the situation to Puppy. Bets were that she didn't even understand it, and if she did, it could only make her panic. Hey, do you want to see the gift shop in the Northern Hall? Day 4, time approximately 4:45 p.m. The Glow, Salt Cube City. And this is how Equestria was made, concluded Puppy. Ah, yeah, that was an amazing story, but I asked you who this questioner you were talking about. Which is Watcher, by the way. Oh, that story. Nah, it's boring. What about that time that I ate a butterfly? Soft Air lowered his head, sighed and muttered. I was running down the street when I saw super duper mighty pretty. At the same time, Puppy started talking while jumping all around. I was running down the street when I saw super duper mighty pretty. No clue what that was all about. Day 4, approximately 5:15 p.m. Location the Glow, Salt Cube City. Sandbox poked his head into the gift shop, spotted Puppy and Soft Air, and sighed in relief. Oh, here you are. You shouldn't wander this far from the Glow. There could be ferals in the area. Soft Air chuckled. Oh, don't fret about that. Little Miss Miracle here solved that problem. Sandbox tilted his head. You mean she was attacked by feral ghouls? Yup. 4 at once. It seems I'd say that this little filly can fend for herself. I hope so, sighed Sandbox, because I desperately need her help. Hi, mighty ugly pony boss. Puppy jumped in front. I really just want to call her Poppy. I really do. And if I do start doing that, you all better know who I'm talking about. Jumped in front of the ghoul leader, sporting a broad smile. I like this place. I had a great idea. I can say to the ponies of the other town that all the ghoulie are gone, so they will never ever bother you. Then we find some nice dress and you'll disguise as, something not ugly and change your names. Like in Madame Lafleur and such. Isn't that a great idea? Oh yeah, and we'll need a trombone. Sandbox cocked his head, then a sad smile spread across his decomposing face. Oh, I'd love to try that one, really. But I came here to inform you that we're going away. We leave the Glow. Puppy's ear flattened. You're going away? But you can't go away. This is your home. You're not Meanie. Why are you going away? The broken English really hurts me. The filly was already hyperventilating. Wait a moment, I have another idea. We can try to give the other ponies a super nice present and throw them a party, so they'll know that you're not evil. It could work. It must work. Sandbox sighed and put a hoof to Puppy's helmet. Don't fret your pretty head, my little pony. This is not your fault. It's just something that needs to be done. But I need your help. Sandbox, could you please explain to me what's going on? I overheard you and Getwell talking about the FFO. Has this something to do with the cascade you were mumbling about when we arrived? I know the other Peach and Soft Air are both ghouls themselves, but I'm not doing this for them. That would just get confusing. I tried doing a lighter version in the original recording for him, but it just diverted into this. For Soft Air. Didn't work. Sandbox adjusted his glasses. Indeed, we already knew that the cube is not stable during the years it absorbed and released the radiation from the megaspell, following a cyclic pattern, as I already explained during the last months. This cycle accelerated. I think that the cube reached a point of non-return, and in less than 5 hours it's going to release. Soft Air expression darkened. Well, this is not exactly a lot of time, so what now? I reckon that the Friend Force 1 still needs more than a little work. Are you sure about this release thing? What will be released? Any idea? The ghoul already knew the answer, but he still had the hope of being wrong. I'm not sure about that. Could be the biggest mag pulse ever on the original balefire that was embedded into the zebra's warhead when the missile hit the dome. The cube absorbed the matrix of the spell. The problem is that we are speaking of a huge chunk of pure salt that wasn't designed for some anti-megaspell defense. Its behavior is highly unpredictable at best. A death sentence for Salt Cube City at worst. Puppy tried to follow the discussion, but it was too technical for her. They used all sorts of fancy words mixed up with other terms that she wasn't even sure that were real words, so she decided to go and sightsee some other place of the dome by herself. A Soft Air put a hoof on Puppy's helmet, pinning her on the place before she got away. Well then, but the FFO navigation system needs calibration and the autopilot is not working. True. In fact, I won't depend on those systems. I'm flying the airship myself. Are you kidding? It's suicide. Moreover, you can't fly that behemoth on your own. It requires at least some honing in the engine section and a lot of work around the hydrogen tanks. Soft Air looked for a moment at Puppy, then a shade of fear appeared on his face. Are you going to ask her? No, don't worry. She's just my ticket out of here. Mark 6 suit's artificial intelligence talismans were a subproduct of the P7 project. Okay, sorry. I was reading that, trying to process. She'll be able to operate the control room just by stepping inside it, and this will buy us time. Sandbox hesitated. Did you really think that I could take her with me? Listen, we could simply evacuate the area and let the cube blow those bastards in Apple Tower. We don't owe them anything. They even shoot us on sight if we try to leave the dome. Let's hit the tunnels and let them taste this muffin. Sandbox looked straight into Soft Air's eyes. You can do whatever you want. I'm asking Puppy to open the roof and give me clearance for takeoff. I don't know how far I'll get, but I refuse to be responsible for the death of another single foal in those towers. There aren't just the ponies you hate, Air. You are forgetting the foaling mares and the young ones. Do they deserve your hate too? Puppy was still trying to move, pushing with their helmeted head stubbornly, but without avail against Soft's hoof. Let me go. I want to play outside. Soft Air looked at Puppy. I'm gonna freaking call him Poppy, bro. So naive. She wasn't... Oh, wait, no. So naive, she wasn't even aware of the horror she was already living. Even telling her to run as far as possible could have been useless. She was freedom itself, and if a megaspell was really going to detonate... I can work the engines. Just tell me what to do. Sandbox nodded. I knew I could count on you. Peach is coming too, and Dr. Getwell is already aboard working on the commands. The others are preparing the cube for transportation. Now I need to teach Puppy her part. This may take a while. The ghoul leader looked at the filly in yellow. Hey, little one. Want to explore a new place? Alright. So far, audio up to this point is doing alright, so I'm just going to continue this for the rest of the chapter. Time, approximately 6:30 p.m. Location, the Glow Salt Cube City. One more time, sunshine. But Mommy, I've repeated it 1 gazillion times. Just once. This is super special secret magic spell. You have to say it without mistakes or it will not work. One more time for mommy, please? Can I have muffins then? It's almost lunchtime, but you can have muffins if you'll eat all the alfalfa. That's not fair. You always give me too much of it. And you'll get even a super double hug. Oh, okie dokie. When I'm in front of the large round door, I have to put the hoof on the green button. Very well. Then the genie will ask me the eye identification cow. And I must say, a hint, Mommy? Oh, I know you remember it. Just wait a moment and think again. Mommy knows that you're a smart, pretty pony. Please state your identification code. FT00165 RDC1GA. Right? See? It's easy. I knew you can do it. And then what happens? The genie asks the other word, the passcode. Please state your passcode for this ID. Yes, and you must say, "Hi, I'm Puppysmiles. ID accepted. First class field technician, rainy days. Access to the control room granted. Warning, there are 3,698 error messages to process. And remember, if you hear the loud honks, you must run to the secret place I told you and use the magic words. Don't wait for me. Understood?" Sure, Mom. I love you, puppy. Now come here and get your hug. This wasn't exactly the place where Mommy told Puppy to run, but the other day when there were the honks, she didn't want to go underground when every pony else was playing outside. Oh well, this store asked for the magic words and they worked. Maybe this was a double super special secret magic spell. Go figure. Behind the doors there was a large room with blinking panels. The far wall was actually a clear sheet of glass covered in a spider web of cracks, and the whole room was illuminated by a couple of flickering lights in the ceiling. When Puppy stepped into the control room, the door closed behind her. Warning, mild radiation detected. Threat level negligible. Activating all systems. Mr. Voice, you're back. It was about time. All systems are working properly. Detected an attempt of opening a communication bridge. Checking source. Source confirmed. Ministry of Morale Structure ID 00201. Self-Cube Dome Control Room. Comparing protocol. Warning, this suit system version is outdated. Updating. Please wait. Wow, you sure chat a lot. Did you miss me? I missed you a lot. I found those ghouly ponies we were looking for, but they were not evil. Instead, they were nice. Just a bit ugly. And Peach scolded me, but I was a bit meany with them, so I said I was sorry, and then it was all right. Then Mr. Soft Air gave me a sudden ringing noise interrupted Puppy. She derped for a moment before launching herself in search of whatever made that funny noise. After some jumping and skipping, the filly found a red telephone just in front of a dusty desk. Puppy picked up the receiver. Hello? Mom's not here, and I'm too little, so I can't take a note. Can you call at dinner, pretty please? The universe dawed. DeWed? The familiar voice came from the phone. Puppy, it's me, Sandbox. Good, you're in the control room. I reckon that my hacking tool worked. Here, we need still some time to finish replenishing the battery boxes and pumping the hydrogen. It is very important that you stay in the room. Puppy looked for a moment at the weird transmitter that Sandbox had given her before they parted. Oh right, the thingy. I didn't use that. I forgot. But how did you... doesn't matter. Now please listen carefully to me. I'm going to hang up the phone, but I'll call you back when we are ready. Wait there and don't touch anything until I call back, okay? Okie dokie Loki, bye-bye. Puppy put down the receiver and started looking around. The whole place was dusty and gray. Quite a sad room that reminded Puppy of that stupid place with the humongous round door. Only this one was a little, and with a lot of desks and screens, mostly broken. Suddenly, a line of red lights appeared on the big desk. This is referencing a vault. Round door. I know it. Suddenly, a line of red lights appeared on the big desk in front of the damaged window. Other red lights came to life on almost every desk, and a couple of screens started flickering with green light. Puppy sat on her rump, a bit distorted. Hey, I didn't touch anything. Cross my heart. Update complete. P7 Lite client version properly installed. Rebooting system. The hull suit went dark, and Puppy again felt sensation of immobility, just like the day she awoke in Canalot, but this time it lasted for less than a couple seconds. Why would you... Okay, I'm just saying real quickly, this is a hazmat suit. There's no hydraulics or anything connected that should be making you immobilized or paralyzed or anything. You should still be able to lift your leg in front of the other. It's just a suit. It's not like wearing power armor, which is like lots of metal. I feel funny. In front of Puppy's face, the HUD of the helmet flashed with the pink light that occupied her whole vision. In the middle of the pink square, there were 7 balloons tied together. Then a logo disappeared, leaving the usual interface with the compass on top and the other useless things down left and right. What really surprised Puppy was the voice. It wasn't Mr. Voice, but a different one, a feminine one that was quite high-pitched and very friendly. Hi there, Miss Stace. We have a little bit of a situation here. All the screens are gone for good, and we miss, 100% of the personnel. They haven't been to work for... Whoa, that's a lot of time. The bigwigs should seriously consider a little turnover here. Oh, but don't worry. I can operate everything just fine from your personal console. Who are you? Where's Mr. Voice? I'm Pinky7, your best friendly pony machine interface. I'm programmed to not try taking over the world, nor becoming a judging god machine. I'm pretty nice, aren't I? Puppy scratched her helmet for a moment. Do you know Miss Pinkbot? Why, yes, our top-of-the-line entertaining prototype. It's being tested at... No, wait. The test ended a couple days ago. Let's see the results. Well, it seems that the party was so great that it made you simply die. No, wait. It's intended literally. Doesn't sound that good. Well, let's never speak again of the Pinkbot project, okie dokie. But it hurt a lot of pretty ponies. Data deleted. I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about now. Now, what was the other thing? The Pinkbot, tried Puppy. Never heard of it. Something else? Yeah, something about a flying something. Puppy tapped her helmet, trying to remember. Where is Mr. Voice? I think I like him better. You don't like me. You don't want to be my friend. But why? I'm trying so hard. I waited here for like 200 years! Please don't send me back to the mainframe. It's dark and lonely, and I can count only the machine cycles down there. Please! If you're sure you're not going to full nap some pony. No way! There must be a rule against that in my program. Don't worry, no full napping, no mass extermination, no moral judgment. Just your average little helping pony routine. Don't worry. And say, I know this is not going to help our relationship, but the security protocol is annoying me with a little detail. Puppy giggled. Teehee, Miss Voice uses fancy words. Yes, sometimes I do that. Say, are you first-class field technician Rainy Days? Because your console here says that your name is Puppysmiles. Silly Voice, I'm Puppysmiles. Oh great, just what I needed. A breach! 2 centuries and a dusty talisman, and the first time I can have some fun, it's an intruder. The voice paused for a moment. Miss Puppysmiles, your presence is not authorized. I must ask you to leave, and you have no idea how much this hurts me. But Mr. Sandbox said that I must be here on my friendship, or the friendship will not fly. Can I stay just a little more? Pretty please? Puppy please? If you want to stay, you need an authorization from the chief of the staff, or from a military member with at least the grade of colonel. I really, really, really want you to stay, but my hooves are tied. If I only had something to work with, I don't know, a logical paradox or some funny program loop. Oh wait, what's your relationship with the head technician? Who? Rainy Days.
Oh, she's my mom. Do you know where she is? Oh, but this fixes everything. Let's see. Yes. I can move this here and that there, and voila! Today it's the Bring Your Daughter at Work Day. Are you happy? I still want my mom. Hey, look at this! It's even in your mission logbook. You are really fond of your mom, aren't you? Well, duh, she's my mom. Puppysmiles deadpanned. Listen here, we can make a... Oh wait, calling coming on the emergency line. The voice of Sandbox replaced the one of the artificial intelligence.
Hey, puppy, we're done here. Are you ready?
Hi, Mr. Boss. Sure I am.
This Miss Voice chats a lot. It's Pinkie Pie, by the way, if you couldn't figure that out. It's a Pinkie Pie AI. Hold on, I lost where I was. Great, now listen carefully. There are a couple of ponies that want to say goodbye. Please behave and do not take too much time because we are running a bit late. The voice of Sandbox was replaced by Peach Blossom.
Hey, little one, are you there? Hi, Miss Peach. Good. I'm so happy to hear you. I wanted to say that I'm sorry. I didn't have to scold you. Peace? Okie dokie. The ghoul mare sighed in relief. Thanks, Celestia. I couldn't do this with that weight on me. Please remember this, puppy. Equestria is an unforgiving place. You have to treasure your friends, because they will be very few. I regret that we didn't have time to know better each other, but I know that you are going to be safe, so I have no regrets. Are you going away? I can come and visit you when you arrive, okay? We will throw a party. Peach took some moment before talking again. Yes, puppy. If we meet again one day, we will throw a super party. Sorry, I have to go. The phone went mute for some moment before another voice started talking. Hey, puppy. Soft Air here. Please follow Sans instructions very well. We're all counting on you here. Hi, Soft. Mr. Voice now is Miss Soft. Isn't that funny? What are you talking about? Doesn't matter. I have to tell you something. I knew your mother. Now please don't panic. I have a little time, and you really need to listen. Why didn't you tell me that earlier? I'm doing the voice thing. I wanted to do that, but all this mega spell thing dropped on me before I could. I'm telling you now, so please listen. I was under her command, 3rd class technician Soft Air of the 3rd Armored Company Steel Flanks. Do you remember that tape I gave to you? Wrong person. The black stuff that does other stuff? Puppy tried hard to remember. Yeah, that one. It is the location of our field headquarters. It's located south of Salt Cube City. In the marshes, if you can find any clue about the chief, it will be there. So when you have finished in the control room, just set the 165th Brigade field headquarters as primary objective and follow the pink arrow on the compass. Did you understand everything? Yes, sure. Go ahead, Quartet, find Mom. Thank you, Mr. Softair. You are the best pony. I think you misspelled Pinkie Pie. P7 chimed in. Oh, and one last thing, puppy. In your journal, you are going to learn things that will hurt you. It's unavoidable, but I know that you are a brave pony, so please don't forget these days. And the days before the mega spells. Equestria now is scorched and dying land. But you know that it wasn't always like this. Don't let the wasteland scorch your heart, too. Watching you, I still can see the sun shining in the sky. Why is every pony saying sad things? You're only going for a little fly. It's not that we will never meet again. Me and Mommy are totally coming for a visit when you will find a new home. You are incredible, puppy. You make me miss my sister so much. Be safe and never forget to smile. Soft Air closing. These ghouls are like some of the most wholesome people we've ever met in this Fallout Equestria universe. They're like some of the most, like, not judgy, like, not quick to, like, throw you out type of people ever. Puppy, Sandbox here. Are you listening to me? Yeah, the ghoul's voice interrupted the conversation. Yes, boss. Say we are going to meet again, right? There was a long pause, then the voice of the ghoul arrived calm and somehow very sad. I'm sure that in the end, we will meet again, and we will be together. If you want this to happen, never lose hope, puppy. There was another pause before the ghoul leader started talking again. We need you to open the roof and give the green for the takeoff. Now repeat what I say. Activate voice console. Authorization code SB01. Chief Researcher. Passcode Agatha. Override priority list from 1 to 11.
You know, it's interesting because we clearly, with all the information we know, Puppy knows about the vaults. She mentioned the round door. Her mother gave her information and stuff, classified information, still armored crud. So she's like a lead technician of some sort, her mother is. So I'm not sure what role specifically she has, if she's in the military or if she works with the vault tech. I'm not sure which one, but they have some sort of position of authority, and I'm guessing that might have led to the destruction of Equestria. At least one of the outcomes of the destruction leading to Equestria. Time approximately 7:30 p.m. Location downtown Salt Cube City. Sagebrush was sitting at his window with his sniper rifle guarding both the Big 52 heading south and the dome outskirts. It had been a long shift, but now the daylight was beginning to fade, and within an hour, the Earth Pony was going to put his cutie mark under a table, hopefully with a good bowl of onion soup in front of him. Wonder why they sent that filly in the dome all by herself. She's been inside since lunchtime. Poor soul. Now we're even sending kids to their deaths. The pony spat down the window and activated the night vision of his scope, rifle sights. And in that very moment, what was left of the eastern section of the dome's roof began to collapse with the deafening sound of screeching metal. Oh my god. What is going on in there? The guard looked down the scope to try and see what was happening. After several minutes of observation, Sage was sure that the roof was not exactly collapsing. Not completely, at least. There were parts that simply fell down, and there was a large amount of dust being thrown up. But he could clearly make out that the entire structure of the east wing was rotating. The 200 years old cover of the dome was almost fused into a single block by rust, but now an incredible strength was simply tearing apart every metal plate that didn't want to move. That giant fossil from the bomb days was sliding on completely forgotten metal rails that, in more often than not, couldn't sustain the stress and cracked. Nonetheless, the roof was still moving, slowly, and causing itself an irreparable amount of damage. But it moved. Now the largest part of the debris was gone. Sage could see that there were two separate sections similar to the doors of a cellar. The doors were sliding in opposite direction, creating a rectangular opening that was as large as a town square. The noise created quite a commotion in downtown. Every pony ran out of their tents to see what was going on, and some mares simply fainted and screamed things like, "The horror! The horror!" and such. Sage was made of sturdy stuff and kept his head calm while aiming his rifle towards the hole. "Okay, zombies, let's see what's going on in your rotten heads." A section of the roof stopped moving with a sudden sound of twisting metal and snapping cables. I don't know why, but I'm getting like Warhammer 40k like orc energy. Like this is just like one of their giant robots that they've made. Forgot what they called them. After less than a minute, the other half of the gigantic hatch finished opening. Then the sky went pink as 1,000 spotlights dotted the clouds. There was an explosion of blue and green smoke with a shower of confetti all around the dome, and then a high-pitched voice started talking. "Fillies and gentle colts." The voice came from the speakers of the dome. It sounded crackly and fuzzy, but where one loudspeaker failed, another 50 kept the pace. "Glory to our beloved and magnificent Princess Luna and Celestia. It's with immense honor that today I'm here to assist the launch of the newest and most incredible technological jump in the field of mass transportation. Thanks to the Friend Force One and her many sisters that will follow, Equestria will never seem so small to you." Boisterous music played loudly for a few seconds. "And now let me introduce our guest of honor, the daughter of first-class technician, Rainy Days, Puppysmiles." And then I said, "Oatmeal, are you crazy?" There was a long pause. Was that my voice? La 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 la. Hey, it's fun. Goodbye, ghouly ponies. Have a nice trip. Send me a postcard." Sagebrush raised both eyebrows. What the hey is going on? First, what Rainy who? Who's this Rainy Days, and what is that thing? From the opening of the dome, an odd shape slowly emerged. It was like a balloon, but it was very elongated, like a gigantic corn cob, pointy at the ends and larger in the middle. The flying machine had 4 fins at the back, and it was completely pink, save for a white oval on each side, in which was written, "Friendship is magic." Sage rubbed his eyes and tried to pick his jaw back up off the floor. Now the airship was rising above the dome and slowly rotated itself under the humongous pink balloon. There was a structure similar to an air wagon, but way larger, on what the guard pony decided was the rear side of the cabin. There were a couple of large propellers, and other 2 were placed immediately under the 2 horizontal fins next to the tail of the balloon. The thing began to gain speed. It avoided the towers and headed southeast. Sage was still looked in disbelief at the balloon flying away when the high-pitched voice from the dome spoke again. "Very well, every pony. I guess that's all. Remember to buy war bonds. This show was brought to you by the Ministry of Morale. And remember, Pinkie Pie is not happy if you are not happy. So smile, because she's watching you forever." Forever. The balloon was already half a kilometer away when the lights from the dome finally shut down, and the music stopped. The roof tried uselessly to close again, but this simply led to a new concert of bending metal, snapping cables, and falling debris. Holy mare, they're gone. The ghouls simply jumped on that thing and they flew away. The guard scratched his head. Why didn't they do that before? Where did they get that ridiculous air thing? Friendship is magic. This place is going crazy. Almost half an hour later, the ponies had already gone back to bed, and the airship was just a point in the distance, 10 kilometers away. It wasn't moving very fast if compared with an air wagon, but it was way bigger. The sound of footsteps from the stairs should have alerted Sagebrush, but he was still looking at the balloon flying away. A man with a combat saddle knocked on the wall before entering the room where Sage was stationed. "Shift time. Hi, mate. Was it exciting?" Guard turned to face his comrade. "They just flew away in a gigantic balloon. I don't get it. Why did they fly away?" The mare tilted the head while looking outside. "Hey now, that the light is gone, don't you feel that something is missing?" "Yeah, the ghouls and another third of the roof from the dome." "No, that's not what I mean. Look better. Where is the glowing light?" "Oh, buck me, you're right. The dome is not glowing. It's dark and ghostly and scary." "So they went away for real. Tomorrow morning with some light, we have got to go there and check the radiation." Do you think that suddenly the world became blinding white? It was so strong that even with his eyes closed, Sage could see it. He waited for the light to go away for what it seemed an eternity until crack. It was the loudest something halfway between the sound of thunder and the whistle of a tornado, only louder. Driven by his instinct, the guard grabbed his friend and tried to gain shelter behind a wall. Immediately after the sound came the rubble. At first it was nearly impossible to perceive, but in a matter of seconds it became an earthquake, and with it arrived a solid wall of dust that hit downtown, flattening most of the tents in the market but barely scratching the heavier structures. What was that? Sage rubbed his eyes, trying to open them. I don't know. The ghoul's flying machine exploded? It seemed something like a gigantic spell going. The mayor realized what this implied. Oh fuck, a mega spell! They had a damn mega spell on that thing! Footnote, level up. New perk added. Intense training. Charisma 7, now an 8. You are now 14.28% cooler. Oh my gosh, dude. Freaking love that. Now this was the chapter that I did. I said it many times already. This is the chapter that failed to get recorded properly due to static and some other crud. Like I said, I don't know why that happened. So everything past this point will be new experience for me and you probably, given you aren't familiar. Also, anybody else remember corrupted kindness? Woo! Corrupted kindness. I love that. That was a good story. Interesting, though. We got a lot more information. Poor ghouls. They all just died. Everybody she could have been friends with just up and croaked. That sucks. Okay. Chapter 5, Chickens. Edited by UC. Chapter 5, Chickens. Kingdom Crusaders, Chicken Rescuers are go. I'm concerned now. Time approximately 9:30 a.m. Location downtown, Salt Cube City. Yay, go faster, pretty cow. I want to go faster. The left head of the Brahmin sighed and threw a desperate look towards the nearby unicorn with the black hat. The pony snickered at the cow and waved a hoof, dismissing her mute complaint. It's the deal. No grudges. Give the foal one last ride, then bring her to my office. All right, Mr. White. The cow sullenly began to trot around the outside of White Tower. Oh my gosh, I actually love that because in the show they're sentient. They all have personalities and stuff, so this is kind of wild. Dismissing your mute complaint, blah blah blah, that's the deal. Alright, Mr. White. The cow slowly began to trot around the outside of White Tower, a journey she had made several times in the past half hour. The ponies in the streets were busy repairing the damages from last night's shockwave, but the filly in yellow still drew a lot of attention from them, and with the glares also arrived low-muttered words. I know her. She's that ghost from the carnival. She cursed the ghouls. That foal brings bad luck. Look, she's making a fool out of the white apples. I bet all my caps that she's blackmailing them with something that she discovered inside the dome. Have you seen? The glow disappeared and then the ghouls' airship exploded. They tried stealing something, but it backfired. Filthy ghouls. They deserved that one. Yeah, but what is she? Don't ask. I've never seen her eat or even open the helmet. I don't know what that means. But I'm sure that she's up to nothing good. Shush! She's coming this way. Puppysmiles was having a good time and didn't care about the strange glances. It's unlikely that she even noticed them. It was super fun. Mrs. Cow, can we do it again sometimes? One of the two cowheads nodded. Sure, but you have to ask Mr. White. He's waiting for you in the office. Just go inside and take the red door. The other head continued to ruminate. Yo, Mr. White! Mr. White's office was a large, clean affair, sporting a variety of pictures decorating the wall and mahogany desks, so highly polished that you could see your reflection in it. Whoa, this place is super duper fine, Mr. White. The chief of the White Apples was a male unicorn with a black hat on his head. His coat was white and his mane cyan. Well, thank you, Miss Stays. This name won a puzzled look from Puppy. So Mr. White elaborated. The voice from the dome last night said that your mom was named Rainy Days, so I imagine that your full name is Puppysmiles Days, isn't it? Oh god, the names are so confusing. Oh, I don't like them. Oh man, Puppy slowly nodded and tilted her head. Yes it is. Now I have to go. Miss Voice put a new arrow on the compass, so I have to follow it. Can I go, please? White sighed and lowered the hat in front of his eyes. Sure, obviously. But I'd like to ask you one last thing. What was that glow inside the dome? Ah, you mean the salt cube. Puppy giggled as if she found that question funny. You silly pony. Haven't you ever seen the salt cube of Salt Cube City? I mean, you live here. Duh. The older pony felt the urge to raise his voice, but the filly had a very simple mind and scolding her was useless at the moment. Instead, he smiled. I must admit that I've never been inside the dome. It is a bit scary, if you wish. So the ghouls took away the salt cube on their vessel. Another puzzled look from the flying balloon. Puppy nodded. Yup. They took the cube and they did that quite in a hurry, too. They were all talking about a cascade and something about a tuna show. Puppy didn't seem very happy with that last term, something like that. I can't remember, but they were saying that they had to go away before it happened because it was dangerous. Detonation, maybe? Yes, they said that one. Anyhow, it was inside the cube and they wanted to go away with it super fast. I helped them. The blue-maned pony raised an eyebrow. They wanted to go away as fast as possible with the time bomb? I knew that those ghouls were crazy, but I didn't think that they were gone this far. Oh well, I guess that this explains why the radioactivity around the dome is fading. Mr. White smiled thoughtfully. You did a good job, little one. I'd like you to stay a little more, but if you want to go, So badly, I guess that I'll let you follow your road.
Okie dokie, Mr. White. Bye-bye. I'll tell my mom that you were super nice with me.
Sure. Have a nice trip, little one. Sorry if I'm still a bit curious, but where will you go?
Puppy pointed a hoof southward. There! My mom is just at the other end of the arrow.
Oh, straight into the marshes. Good luck and take care. She was so dead.
The marshes were the worst area of the northern branch of the Big 52, and a fall alone was just going to be some radigator breakfast. It was a pity to waste the rad suit, but the white apples were not raiders. Mr. White stopped for a moment pondering that last thought. The filly was already going away, but something in that little pony made him regret having used her so badly. She probably saved the tribe from something way worse than ghouls, and he had given her what? Just a cow ride and not even a forewarning of the incoming danger? Not fair. Hey, Miss Days, wait a moment. I have something for you. This guy is oddly very, respectful. Day 5, time approximately 11:30 a.m. She's only been out of the wasteland 5 days and she already seen a nuke go off. That's crazy. 11:30 a.m. Location, Salt Cube City outskirts, Big 52 End Branch. Whee! A yellow bolt dashed along the road riding a red scooter. The last houses of Salt Cube City suburb zipped past Puppysmiles, leaving a landscape of abandoned cornfields in their stead. And please keep this in mind once you reach Happy Straw. You have to take the detour. The route through the swamps is blah 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 blah. And remember, don't try in any case to cross the blah 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 boo ring. The filly propelled vehicle zoomed directly south, and since the scooter wasn't loud enough by itself, Puppy was providing the sounds whoosh, zoom, straight to the moon. Space Captain Andromeda to the rescue! Yay! Oh my gosh, this child's having so much fun. Ahead of the foal in yellow, the road ran through rotten fields and ruined farms, straight as the sunbeam, heading toward her objective. After a hoofful of kilometers, the fields became barren land dotted with dead trees and small pools filled with murky water. Here and there rose a shack or a small camp, but they all seemed old and abandoned. There was some life in the area, but it consisted mostly of insects and other nasty creatures that instinctively left Puppy alone. What was not seemingly eager to ignore Puppysmiles was the Spritebot that stood right in the middle of the road about 100 meters in front of her. Beep beep, I'm a Jeep, space pony incoming. The Spritebot seemed to ignore this information, but Puppy wasn't the kind of foal that stopped for any pony while she was having fun. The yellow bolt simply kept going at top speed in her brand new scooter. The Spritebot dodged at the very last moment and seconds later was following on Puppy's heels, trying to keep up with her pace. Hi Puppy, are you in a hurry? A familiar voice came from the Spritebot's speakers. Questioner, I was missing you. Have you seen my new scooter? Puppy giggled, still cruising at top speed. I knew another talking robot, but this one was funny. Well, it wasn't exactly a robot. I'm not sure. How wonderful. Care if I ask you something? The Spritebot didn't wait for a reply. What happened in the dome, and what was that explosion east of Salt Cube City? Hey, could you stop a moment, please? Puppy sighed and slowed down. Gee, I was having fun. After stopping and jumping from a brand new ride, the foal tapped the helmet as if it was her chin, while thinking about Watcher's question. What happened in the dome? I made a lot of friends, Mr. Boss, Sandbox, Mr. Soft Air, Miss Peach Blossom, oh, and Miss Voice. Wasn't it Mr. Voice? Watcher tried. No, silly robot, there is a Mr. Voice and a Miss Voice. She had to stay at the dome, but Mr. Voice can call her whenever I need. She is super cool and helped me with the goodbye party for the ghouly ponies. Oh, another pony machine interface routine. So, you met these ghouls and threw them a goodbye party? What do you mean by that? Did you help them launch the airship? Yes. Puppy nodded enthusiastically. It was super great. I was looking from the window and there was this huge thing that went up, up, up in the sky. Puppy spread her front legs to show how large the ship was, and reared up on her hind legs to show how high it was, but she went too far and fell on her haunches, giggling. And there were all those lights, and I heard my voice super loud, so I said la 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 la, and goodbye, ghouly ponies, and then they went away. It was scootastic. Scott what? Scootastic. Is that even a word? Scoota sure. This is a ridiculously wild story.
At times it sounds just so outlandish and bizarre. But it works, and I like it. You know, I don't think that this scooter's good for your pretty head. Watcher's voice betrayed the slightest trace of concern. Back on topic, what about the explosion? What explosion? Puppy tilted her head, frowning a bit. You mean the roof that went down? No, Wait a second. Another roof fell on your head? This piece of information took Observer by surprise. Observer? Watcher? Wait, isn't that Watcher? Yup, after the roof opened and the big balloon went away, the place went all squeaky and bang, right on my head. Oh my god, she has been concussed 3 times already. Oh my god, sweet child. Oh my god. This precious gem of a child. They have a really thick skull, though. Yup, after the roof opened and the big balloon went away, the place went all squeaky and bang, right on my head. Puppy giggled. But I'm super space pony, so I dug my way out. I'm just that good. The filly smiled proudly. There was a short laugh then aside from the robot speaker. Oh well, everyone has their talents. So where are you going now? To the next mom's place, obviously. 3rd time is the charm. Blam, blam. Sudden pair of gunshots echoed through the air. The bullets didn't hit anywhere near Puppy or Watcher, but the filly heard them loud and clear. Hey, what was that? Sorry, Puppy, I have to go. There must be raiders somewhere. You'd better hide and wait until this firefight ends. A firefly where? I love fireflies. Puppy immediately launched itself with a frantic search, jumping all around. Please, Celestia, keep her safe. The voice from Sprite Problem was replaced by fizzling music, and the drone simply began to drift away. Oh, they're so wholesome. This story has been a lot lighter than the original FOE. Oh, a child's perception. The sound of the gunshots came from above Puppy's head, and when she looked up, she saw an incredible scene. Some big flying ponies were dancing all around it, making fireworks like in a majestic ballet. The sight took Puppy back to... Ballet? No. Ballet. The sight took Puppy back to a day that Mommy took her to the flying grounds, and there were all those pretty Pegasi flying and making super fun things in the air. This time it was more or less the same. Well, actually not the same, but there was some pony flying, and there were lights and loud noises, so Puppy immediately classified the whole thing as top-tier entertainment. But all the figures were pretty big and didn't seem Pegasi at all. The foal frowned and asked, Hey, Mr. Voice, what's wrong with those ponies? Analyzing. Friendly griffins. Puppy hadn't the slightest of an idea of what a griffin was, but if the voice told her that they were friendly, then it was A-OK. The filly in yellow waved a hoof and tried to get their attention. Hey, pretty ponies, I'm here, hey! Oh my god, are they going to call her the R slang again? One of the creatures turned to look down at the one lowering his guard for a moment. He was shot by another of the creatures and went down spinning. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Puppy tried to count the remaining griffins, but they were a bit too fast for her taste, so she decided to trot up where their friend landed. Drawing next to the creature, the foal noticed that it wasn't a pony at all. It looked like some strange beast, half eagle and half lion. She decided that it had a funny look. Hi, Mr. Chicken! The creature didn't move. A large pool of blood was forming under his body. Puppy poked him with a hoof. Hey, something's wrong. There was no reaction. Mr. Chicken? Wake up. Rise and shine? Still nothing. This couldn't be good. But the worst part was that his friends didn't seem to notice it. Something had to be done. Hey, chickens! Your friend here is hurt! Come down! Oh, God, she sounds like a raider. Puppy cried with all her breath and waved both hooves in the air, trying to get some help. Quite obviously, she was ignored. The remaining 3 griffins continued to dance their waltz of bullets and blood in the sky above her head. Aw, they're too busy having fun, and they don't hear me. Puppy sighed. If only I had something to catch their... Wait a moment. I have it. The filly smiled, recalling that shiny thing that Mr. White gave her. What was its name? 9 miles meter? Name-me-liters. Mr. Voice, give me that shiny thing that makes a lot of noise. Warning. Object Puppysmiles cannot be retrieved from inventory. Hey, you're not very nice. You know what I mean. That thing. The nanny my litters. You know, the one from Mr. White? What?
Affirmative. Retreating 9mm semi-automatic pistol. The gun floated in front of Puppy. The filly grabbed the iron with her hooves and pointed at the sky. Hey, listen to me. How does this thing work? How does it do the noisy stuff? Oh my god. Oh, she's dumb. I think I have to diagnose her with stupid. Oh god. Loading instructions for shooting mode. Time crisis. First, point your gun at your target. Second, pronounce the word fire or bang. The gun will shoot. If you need reloading, put your weapon in the inventory and extract it again. Sounds easy. Puppy pointed at a griffin. Bang! Blam! Clank! Eep! Recoil sent the gun flying out of Puppy's hooves and bounced against her helmet, falling to the ground a couple of meters in front of her, and knocking the filly down on her rump. One of the griffins screamed in pain. Fuck, he has backup. Kill that snip. Oh my goodness. No, wait. No. Oh god. Oh god. You kill him, they're gonna get back up. Oh, they're gonna melt your face. The creature didn't get to finish the sentence. His head exploded in a cloud of blood. Now there were only 2 griffins dueling in the sky, but the battle itself was becoming a lot more personal. The 2 griffins engaged each other in melee, biting and slashing with their talons. Puppy trotted over to the new fallen griffin and noticed that his head was missing. Do you know Mr. Voice? I don't think they're playing. Is this chicken, dead? Affirmative. And, Puppy frowned. The other chicken there? Puppy pointed at the other grounded beast. Is he dead too? Analyzing. No vital signs detected. The subject is dead. Puppy's eyes rose again to the sky, where the last 2 griffins were fighting, and those 2 were trying to hurt each other. Affirmative. Every clue leads to the conclusion that they are fighting each other to the death. Okie dokie. Puppy paused for a moment, pondering the situation. How do you make them stop? Oh, I have an idea. Puppy took a deep breath. Please stop fighting. Some pony could get hurt. Actually, some pony already got hurt. Well, mostly some griffin. But Puppy wasn't fussed about details, and the 2 surviving fighters didn't seem to pay attention to Puppy anyway. From the filly's point of view, it was quite hard to say what was going on exactly. But one of the 2 let out a high-pitched scream, and then they both began to fall in rapid spin, like whirlybird seed. Puppy jumped on her scooter and launched herself on the chase, trying to see where they fell. When she reached them, she found quite a scene. One of the 2 griffins lay on the ground, his chest torn open on the left side, and his throat cut. The other creature was struggling to get to his feet, but was losing too much blood from a multitude of wounds. Hey, Mr. Chicken, are you alright? Are you 2 alright? The filly rushed to the struggling griffin as he fell on the ground, coughing. You don't seem alright. Oh, sorry, wrong person. I tried. Oh well, mistakes happen. You don't seem alright. You are the fool that shot. Thank you. Puppy frowned. I what? Please, listen carefully. There is my daughter in the military. South. The griffin's breaths were deep and labored, bringing with them a gurgling sound and causing him to cough again. Henrietta, she's waiting for me there. I beg you, go there. Give her this. The griffin handed Puppy another gun. This one was heavier than the one she owned, and it was all black with red line along the barrel. Okie dokie? Puppy poked the griffin. Sure, but you're going to get better, do you? Are you stupid or what? I'm dying. Another burst of coughs and blood interrupted the creature. Tell Henrietta that I wanted to go south with her. Tell her that I tell. His voice faded, and with it even the spark in the griffin's eyes disappeared. Puppy waited for a moment, then tried poking the griffin with the hoof. Hey, Mr. Chicken? Are you sleeping? Mr. Chicken! She poked him again. I think that I have to go. I'm sorry. The filly took a step back from the dead creature. She felt bad. Something was really wrong now. This wasn't the first time she was in front of a dead creature, not even a dying one. But she never really stopped to contemplate it before. Now, if we were talking about your average pony, this would be a perfect moment to make her face the horrors of a world where brothers kill each other in a constant struggle for survival. Too bad that this is a story about Puppysmiles. I hope you get well soon, but now I really have to go. Sorry. The foal kissed the griffin goodbye through her helmet and jumped out her scooter, dashing away. Hey, Mr. Voice? Are you there? Affirmative. All systems operational. Why pretty ponies hurt each other? The filly frowned. Warning, this routine is not meant for socializing. Puppy sighed and kept scooting towards the pink arrow on her compass. Mr. Voice, did that chicken say something about a daughter? Affirmative. It is set as objective for secondary mission. Bad news. New buddies. Puppy pondered for a moment, stopping the scooter. Can you show me where... Is she? Affirmative. Henrietta, Firebright, set as new primary target. Puppy looked at the pink arrow disappearing from the compass and reappearing again at the same point. I don't think it worked. Affirmative. New mission objective correctly set. Puppy shrugged. Operating all the mumbo-jumbos in the spacesuit was Mr. Voice's job. If he said that it was okay, then it had to be so. Let's roll. Freaking love it, dude. I love it so much. This is adorable. It's adorable, sad. This child's stupid, and it just makes it a little bit better. Day 5, approximately 14 or 2 p.m. Location, I don't know, 165th Brigade Field Headquarters, Salt Marshes. Warning, several breaches in the containment. I don't know how I'm screwing this up. Warning, compass offline. Warning, radio offline. Warning, medical systems offline. Warning, breach in the helmet. Warning, pink agent detected. Repair talisman activated. I think that I stepped on something. Puppy tried to look on her hooves, but stumbled and fell again. I feel dizzy. A couple of road signs right in front of the filly stationed, "Attention, Minefield." I kind of figured something like that was going to happen. Military zone. Access restricted. Debris and broken pieces of asphalt lay strewn across the road around her, and entire chunks were missing from the route ahead. Quite incredibly, the scooter lay a couple meters away. I thought it said insidious. From the filly, showing almost no sign of damage. Hey, Mr. Voice, how did the road went boom? Thick pink smoke poured from the holes in the suit and the cracks in her helmet. Analyzing. The cause of the explosion is a landmine. Radio is online. Helmet integrity restored. Puppy frowned for a moment. What's a landmine? No, wait. This is going to take forever, right? With you using fancy words and me trying not to get angry and we start arguing again. I need a professional here. Call Miss Voice. Opening communication bridge. Please wait. Compass online. Medical systems restored. Loading personal data for subject 001. Puppysmiles. Subject deceased. Condition stable. All clear. After not even 5 minutes, the suit was almost repaired, mostly taking materials from the various pieces of junk that Puppy kept in her pockets. The foal wasn't very selective with the stuff she decided to keep. If it was shiny and colored, it was a go. The suit's repair spell wasn't picky either. Anything that contained glass, metal, or plastic was good enough. Hello? Hello? This is Salt Cube Dome, emergency line. Sorry, but at the moment all the personnel are dead. Please call again when the services have been restored. Bye-bye. Hold on, Miss Voice. It's me, Puppy. Oh, Puppy. Hi there. It's been a while. What's going on? Did you find that thing I asked you? I'm ready for activating transfer protocol as soon as you are there. Nope. Sorry, Miss Voice. Actually, I need help. Oh, don't worry. I've been waiting here for, 200 years? I can wait another couple centuries. So what do you need? Well, I was dashing like a wonderbolt on my new scooter when suddenly... Wait. You have a new scooter? Is it red? You can bet your saddle. Scootle-tastic. Is it fast? Super fast? Double super duper fast. It's like the one you see on the signs with Scootaloo on top and all the stars around. You have to try it. It's totally crazy. Aw, now I feel green. You have to find me that prototype body so I can try it. Promise me. Sure, Pinkie Pie. Sure, Pinkie Pie, swear. Okay. Puppy tried to poke her eye, but the helmet was a problem. Yeah, okay. Back on topic. You wanted to just tell me about the scooter? No. Actually, I have a problem of exploding roads. You see, Mr. Voice says that there is some mining, but I can't see the miners, and I don't think that mines go boom. Well, it depends on what you are mining, but I can see your point. So the road exploded and there are no miners there. Please, I need you to take a look around. Do you see something like a flat and large frying pan with an orange light on top? It should be ugly green or sadness gray. Puppy smiled. Yeah, I see it. No, wait, there's more. It's full of them. There are orange lights everywhere. It's like fireflies. Wow. Oh, so we are speaking of that kind of mines. Okie dokie. I need to see them myself. Wait a second. The HUD in the helmet flickered for a moment, then the whole helmet lit with targeting signals, one for each mine that the suit sensors located. Wow, 45 and still counting. This reminds me of a game I used to play a lot. P7's voice paused while the sensor finished detecting all the mines. Done. Now there's a path. You just do as I say, and we'll be on the other side lickety-split. Day 5, approximately 2:45 p.m. Location 165th Brigade Field Headquarters, Salt Marshes. The base was mostly intact. A line of big hangars stood in front of the large court with low armored buildings on the sides. The front gate had a couple of automated guns, but a large battle tank had crashed into it, almost destroying the entire structure and effectively blocking the entrance for almost anything bigger than a pony. Puppy stopped for a moment to rummage inside of the tank before entering the base. Whoa, this thing is full of shiny stuff. Look at this one. The foal took a large shell with the red band around the head. It was big, probably used as ammunition for the tank's main gun. It's pretty. Hey, there's more. This one is black and this one is blue, teehee. After cannibalizing the tank's ammo rack, Puppy finally decided to venture inside the base. Other tanks lay in the middle of the court, simply abandoned in place and mostly devoured by rust and the climate of the swamp. Strange plants grew all over the place, and out from the windows, at first glance, Puppy couldn't see any sign of the griffin's daughter, so she did the most logical thing. Here, chick, 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 cook. I don't know, was the cook, I don't get it. I don't know what this cot is supposed to be. Still nothing. How strange. Maybe she's sleeping. Warning, hostile detected. Distance, 100 meters. A large creature poked its head out from one of the small buildings. It was some sort of alive, but way bigger. And when it stepped out from the hole in the building, Puppy saw that it had a pair of leathery wings and segmented tail that ended in a long stinger dripping with green goo. Uh-oh. Analyzing. Manticore. Threat level, lethal. I don't think that's a chicken I'm looking for. Puppy trod toward the beast, completely ignoring the warnings. After all, this one was half lying too. Maybe he and the girl she was looking for were cousins. Hi, I'm Puppysmiles. Have you seen my mom or a little chicken with the kitty cat tail? The fell beast gazed down at the young pony and sniffed in the air, then stepped back and started growling. Somehow it seemed scared of Puppysmiles. Do you understand me? Pretty pleased with the cherry on top? She has 2 wings and a beak, and she is small. Well, I'm not sure how small, but I guess she's quite small. Are you listening to me, Mr. Kitty Cat? The manticore roared and hit Puppy with a paw, knocking her some 10 meters away, then turned tail and ran inside the half-ruined building. When the filly had finally stopped rolling, she got on her hooves and stuck her tongue out in the general direction of the beast's lair. Blech! Meanie cat! I'm gonna find the chicken all by myself! The filly frowned. Gee, if every pony here is as kind and pretty as this, I can see why the chicken girl is hiding. A second small building was in a better state, and Puppy tried to peek inside it. No pony here. She saw a soft green light coming from a working computer screen. The filly trotted into the building, looking at the bright light. It was a small office with a couple of desks and remains of line of filing cabinets, mostly destroyed by a fire. On the screen there was a single line. Please insert password. Oh boy, I bet I know what she's gonna enter in the whatever code she was given from her mother, or forced to remember, I suppose you could say. Oh god, I had a thought, and it's gone. Oh yeah, I wonder if all that sleeping for 200 years gave her some serious brain damage. I can't believe she's like this the entire time. I don't think there's no way they never knew what a griffin or anything else was. I don't believe it. And I guess when you have 3 total buildings fall on you, I suppose that would happen. A second small building was in a better state, and Puppy tried to peek inside it. No pony here? She saw a soft green light coming from a working computer screen. The filly trotted into the building, looking at the bright light. It was a small office with a couple of desks and the remains of a line of filing cabinets, mostly destroyed by a fire. On the screen there was a single line. Please insert password. I read that already. Did we already say that reading wasn't Puppy's trump card? P-I-Z. Okay, you got the message. Password? I know. Puppysmiles. P-U-P. Hey, it's fun. Okay. After 3 failed tries, the terminal active security lockdown, the filly grew bored of playing Write Your Name. She was a filly on a mission, after all. Well, on a lot of missions, actually, so she had to keep moving. Yay! The hangars looked mostly intact from the outside, but their roofs had collapsed a long time ago. The only thing left on the inside was just a bunch of ruins and rubble, leaving nothing more than a rotten pile of bricks with a shiny facade. Puppy went through the various hangars, finding only rubbish that she decided to keep just in case. The filly noticed that sometimes a cute shiny metal plate or some glassy bubbles disappeared, but she wasn't sure why they did it or where they went. Continuing with her search, Puppy explored another building. This one sported an observation tower and some very thick walls with a single entrance and no windows at ground level. Inside the building, there was little space, and it was occupied with the remains of a campfire, a couple of mattresses, and some empty food cans in a corner. There was even a low table with a broken radio transmitter on it, and an upturned pile of boxes that partially occupied the stairs that led to the tower. I forgot, Steel Hooves' armor repaired itself too, I believe. And it makes sense, you know, because, what is it, alchemy? Equivalent exchange. Classic. And, how it uses up materials to fix your crud. That makes sense. Did I read that? Yeah. The voice of the suit suddenly came to life. Destination reached. New position. Rainy days camp. Wait a moment, what did you say? Mom is here? Mom, it's me, Puppy Moom. Moom. Maybe she was upstairs. Puppy galloped to the top of the tower. The stairs were old but still solid, and they led to a small room with its entrance in the middle of the floor and a control panel on each of its 4 sides. The walls were replaced by large open windows so that it was possible to keep an eye all over the base from the tower, but the room was empty. Puppy stopped for a moment, looking all around. Where's Mom, Mr. Voice? You said she was here. Why do you keep lying to me? Warning, this program is not designed for social interaction. You, why every time I try scolding you, you say that. You are a bad voice, and you should feel bad. Make me speak with Miss Voice. She understands me. She cares. Opening communications bridge. P7's voice replaced the one of the suit's internal system. Hi there, and thank you for calling. We are sorry, but the personnel are all dead. Please call back again when somebody has... It's me, Puppy. Hi, Miss Voice. Oh, hi again, Puppy. You call a lot lately. Do you feel lonely? A bit. But I must ask you a thing. It's important. Puppy frowned. Where's my mom? Give me some minutes. Processing data. Comparing results. Object not found. I'm sorry, Puppy. I can't say where your mom is, but if I correctly read the data in your suit, you should be on her last known location. Puppy waited for a moment, trying to understand that torrent of difficult words. Say it again, please? Your mom was here, but now she is gone. Maybe if you look around carefully, you'll find something useful to locate her. But where? Puppy was losing her confidence. She had been really sure that she would find her mom here. Now that even this try had been a hole in the water, she was beginning to lose hope. Let me help. Okie dokie. Now be a nice pony and wait while I scan the area. And here we go. Look, a data disk on that console. Puppy trotted over to the data disk and nudged it with her hoof. It reminds me of that thing that Soft Air gave me. Puppy connected it to her suit. Does it say where Mom is? Oh, I thought it was going to be like just keep adding personalities to the suit so you can just kind of switch between the ones you want to hear type of thing. Oh, that could have been cool. It's an audio file. It has some recording on it. Let's see. Hey, it's quite old. 200 years. Want to hear it now or later? Wait a minute, 200 years ago. Oh, her mother's so dead. Unless she's a ghoul. She's probably dead. Yes, sure. Play it. A female voice came from the suit speakers, and Puppy's eyes widened. Mom, it was her at last, but something was wrong. She was coughing. Was she ill? Day 14. I'm running... out of Radaway. The cloud seems to move. The whole place is still a death trap.
The voice paused for some moment. There was the sound of some pony drinking. Damn, I hate this world, and I hate zebras and the princesses. They killed us all. The only thing that keeps me from becoming crazy is that at least Puppy is safe in the stable. There was another long pause. She was supposed to be at the stable. Ooh. There was another long pause. I'm sorry. What hellhole of a world have I brought you into? I can see where their spelling comes from. The mare's breath came quick and shallow. She was crying. Puppy jumped on her hooves. Mom, don't cry. I'm fine. I'm all right, Mom. Mom, please don't cry. I'll be a good pony, but please don't cry. I can go back into the gray place and say the magic words and go inside right now. Please don't be mad at me. I have to be strong. Puppy is safe. She's in the stable. I must believe this. Now what about me? It seems that the South was only hit in a couple of main cities. Radiation there should be less dangerous. But the trip is long and I don't think I have all that strength now. The tape interrupted for a few seconds. Then another voice started again with Rainy Day speaking. Day 16. Fuck, I'm pissing blood, but at least the coughing's gone. I need to move now or it'll be too late. I should probably get that checked out. This is 4-party star and soft air. If you are still alive and find this recording, I'm moving south. I'll try to reach the tunnel under Sugartop Mountain along the Route 52. I'll be waiting for you there. I hope to find shelter in the maintenance rooms inside the tunnel. They should be shielded from the worst effects of radiation. There was a short pause. Bloody Luna, it's snowing green again. Fuck you all. The ministries, the goddesses, what did you do to Equestria? This was a blessed land. Why didn't you stop before it was too late? Puppy, I miss you so much. I'd gladly die if I could see you just one more time. Puppy heard the voice of her mother and curled up on the floor. She wasn't able to react. Her mom was lost somewhere in the south and she was dying. The filly wanted to see her mother right now, to hug her, to show her that everything was alright, even if it wasn't. But after all, Puppy knew for a fact her mom was the best pony ever. Her mother was going to be fine for sure. Mom said that she was going south to some sort of tunnel. Maybe she was there right now. Puppy couldn't simply stop here and wait for sadness to devour her heart. There was still hope. Miss Voice, are you there? Negative. Communication interrupted. How can I be of help? The suit's voice quickly replied. Oh, it's you, Mr. Voice. I, need to go to another place. Some sort of tunnel under a sugar mountain? Affirmative. Tunnel Town is set as a new target on the compass. A new pink arrow appeared in the helmet HUD. Perfect, then let's go. Don't you dare move even a single hoof, you fool. A high-pitched voice interrupted Puppy. The filly turned herself towards the speaker and saw the silhouette of a ringed creature that was a little smaller than an adult Pegasus. Now keep your hooves where I can see them and tell me what you are doing. Roar. The young griffin ducked and tumbled into the room as a large lion had snapped into the air where she had been just a second earlier. The jaws of the manticore bit the iron of the window's frame and the fell beast retreated for a moment, only to renew its assault. This time the frame bent and the predator was able to force its way in, up to its wings. The manticore retreated again, but next time it was going to break inside the tower, and no pony was going to stop it. Fuck, that was close. Hit the stairs. The young griffin launched herself downstairs, grabbing Puppy with a claw. Where'd that thing come from? Hi, I'm Puppysmiles. The filly wasn't totally sure that this was the right time to introduce herself, but being dragged around like abused luggage left her very little to do. Shut your trap. Oh fuck, why is everything always going south? The griffin stopped partway down the stairs when she saw that the manticore was too large to fit into the hatch from the control room. Is this the first friend? Is this the first friend we are going to acquire? She drew a white gun with a yellow line that ran down the barrel and emptied it into the monster's snarling face, forcing it to backpedal into the control room and give up the chase for the moment. Good kitty. Stay. A terrible roar came from outside, followed by the sound of claws tearing at the concrete. Perfect. Just perfect. Now he's angry. Hi, Mrs. Chicken. Can you let me down, pretty please? Pretty what?
I am no chicken. Say that again and I will. With the sound of metal being rent and torn asunder, the upper entrance of the stairs was blocked off by one of the control panels from the room above. The Manticore had trapped the two girls inside, and now the only exit was that narrow door at ground level. Oh, fuck. He's smart. Not fair. All's fair in love and war. I don't know. New perk added. Heave ho! You're becoming a pro at throwing things. Every object you throw flies farther and faster. I love that. That is adorable. God, dude. This is a good story. I love how stupid Puppy is, with all due respect. The neurons, the r/whoosh energy of this character is perfect. Even if you think you see a spelling mistake, you can't help but think that it's canon. It just kind of blends in. It just kind of works. Chickens, huh? I get it now. I like that chapter. So, her mother's for sure dead unless she became a ghoul, though. She was showing really negative symptoms, though, so I'm pretty sure she did not make it. But, yeah. We got one more part to cover. Alright everybody, hello and welcome to Chapter 6, Gunslinger Girl. So, guess what happened? Guess what happened when I decided to stop recording just for a little bit so I can take a nice little break? That's right, it got corrupted. That static came back. The same static that you can find if you want to watch my original reaction to this chapter. Check out the description below. Brace your ears though, it might not sound the greatest due to the static. I've tried and I've tried. So, we're gonna read it again without the static. Just for all of you. Just because I care that much that I torture myself like this. Chapter 6, Gunslinger Girl. Well now, Lancelot, Galahad, and I wait until nightfall and then leap out of the rabbit, taking the French by surprise. Not only by surprise, but totally unarmed. I will also, I have less enthusiasm the second time around, right? Just so it's clear. So if you want to get the original reaction, I guess you gotta watch that one. I'll do what I can, but, you know, it's a rough day. Good evening, my beautiful herd. This is Lonesome Pony, and you're listening to Radio 52, the frequency that gives you all the essentials about Big 52 and nothing else. The evocative tinkling of dueling banjos filled a brief intermission. Let's get to work. Have you wondered what the sun looks like? Ask the white apples. Last night, a gigantic ball of light exploded 10 kilometers east of Salt Cube City, bringing thunder and devastation in its wake. Luckily enough, along said wake, there were mostly radigators and abandoned shacks, but the light could clearly seen even from Tunneltown, Badlands, and the Red Trotters territory. If you think this is crazy, I must warn you that it was... Oh my god, I'm trying to do the Radio New Vegas type of impression, but it's not going well this time. I must warn you that it was just the last act of the Night of Follies. First, we had the launch of a balloon full of ghouls. Yes, the very same ghouls that threatened the caravans in the area. Their takeoff was accompanied by a light and magic show offered by a certain Puppysmiles. Weird name, isn't it? This is not the first time I've had something to say about the gal. Good old LP asked some more questions here and there, and guess what he discovered? Yes, she's the same filly from the carnival. A trumpet erupted in triumphant fanfare. So, Lonesome Pony, where's the interesting part? Here it is for all those grumpy, too long didn't listen busy ponies on the road. No more feral attacks between Badlands and the Cube. You know what? That's a fair point. I guess that is one way to solve, like, the little raider problem in between everybody. There was the sound of a reloading lever-action rifle followed by a pair of gunshots and a very manly voice saying, "Hasta la vista, filly." Hasta la vista, filly. I'm butchering it. Oh, God. Get to the chopper.
I like to have fun. We like to have fun on the channel. Oh yes, I love this one. Oh yes, I love this one. Two tribes get their problem solved by a foal stuck in a rat suit. Now I don't need to be a shaman to say that she's heading south. So, what's next? Is she going to reopen the tunnel? Well, kid, if you happen to stop by Trade Station Badlands on the Marshes Detour, pay a visit to your #1 fan. We'll get to know the filly inside the helmet. Till then, have some music from the best radio station you can find along the route. Here's a pony. Here's a pony, there's a pony, another little pony. Funny pony, party pony, pony, pony sprite. I don't get it. That's a weird song, I don't get it. Well, you know what? It is what it is. Approximately, oh god, was it 13, 14, 15, 16, 4:45 p.m. Location, 165th Brigade Field Headquarters, Salt Marshes. Stop that damn music, I can't hear if he's still outside. The young griffin snapped at Puppy while shooting her an exasperated glare. But, it's funny. You are a grumpy chicken. The filly frowned and went back, hugging her Pinkie Pie plushie. Don't worry, Silky Tail, she's not mad, she's just a bit tired. Henrietta the griffin walked over to Puppysmiles and grabbed the filly's helmet so that she could look her in the eye. For the last time, I am not a chicken. There's a freaking manticore out there that's pinned us inside this place, and you are doing your worst to drive me crazy. The griffin's voice broke in a shrill screech. I hope that my father arrives soon, the girl sighed. Maybe with his help we'll be out of here and I'll never ever need to see your stupid face again. I'm not stupid, you're a meanie cat, and I don't want to be your friend anymore. Warning, hostile griffin at 3 meters, threat level high. Ah, shut up, Mr. Voice. Puppy turned her back on Henrietta in a theatrical display of sulking. Shut up, Mr. Who? Who are you talking with now? The griffin raised an eyebrow. You have a radio transmitter in that thing? With a jump, Henrietta was on Puppysmiles, trying to take off her helmet. We can call for help. Call my father in 90.08. Codename Blaze. The filly was taken by surprise. Hey, wait, I have to ask Mr. Voice. He lives inside the suit and works all the weird things. The foal tried waving a hoof to shoo Henrietta away, but the griffin was already stepping aside. Wait, Mr. Voice? That suit talks? Sure it does. This is the best space suit ever, and it's also super smart. Puppy smiled proudly. Yeah, Henrietta snickered. I bet it's smarter than you. Sure, smarter than... The filly's smile became a frown. Hey, that's not very nice. The griffin was already laughing. I can't believe you fell for that. You're hilarious. Dumber than a banana pajama. Henrietta smiled and gave the filly a bump with her paw. Hey, stop that, you meanie, mean chicken. If your dad wasn't that hurt, I'd already given you a lesson. Henrietta froze in place, staring at Puppy. My father what? What do you know about my father? Hope and fear were mixing on the girl's face in a concoction that made even Puppysmiles aware that her next words needed to be used very, very wisely. Last time I saw him, he was dead. Maybe he got better. This child was way too sheltered. The foal smiled, helplessly lost in childish naivety. My father? Dead? How do you know that? Where have you seen him? This can't be. He's the best around. He can't be dead. You're wrong. This can't be true. Tell me that this isn't true. The griffin drew her white pistol and aimed at Puppy. The yellow line along the barrel pointed directly at her nose. Tell me that you're wrong. Puppy met Henrietta's wild gaze. The foal could be a bit slow, but there was no lie in those gleaming pink eyes. Just the absolute innocence of a child. I don't know. He wanted me to say to you that he really, really wanted to be here, and he was sorry. I ran here in a super hurry to find you because he was really sad, and I felt bad for him, and I lost my mom too. Enough! Henrietta batted Puppy's helmet with a claw, knocking the foal against a wall before curling up on herself, trying to hide her face from the harsh reality. This isn't true. My dad is the best hired gun ever. He's okay. I'm sure he's heading here right now. Fuck, Soft metallic sound made the girl open her eyes. Puppy stood in front of Henrietta. The foal didn't say anything, but took the black gun with a red line along the barrel from her saddlebags and left it next to the griffin before going back into a corner of the small room. Black Rose.
Young Flyer stared at the gun in surprise as she came to realize what she already knew. Oh no, no, please, this can't be true. Again, she looked at the pony with the yellow suit. Please tell me this isn't real. Tell me this is a bad dream. Puppy frowned and looked down. I don't know if this is a bad dream. Then I'll wake up and find my mom waiting for me, so... I also hope that this is all just a really long bad dream. The Fool sighed, but I don't think it is. Fuck. Henrietta took the gun in a claw, looking at it, extracting her own 45 auto pistol. 45, I don't know. Casing. Blah, blah, blah. 45 millimeter, I don't know. They were identical in every detail but the color. How did it happen? You were there. Keep flying, Henrietta. Don't snap now. You learned from the best. You can do better. You must do better. There were 4 chickens fly- Stop calling us chickens. We are griffins, and we're better than you, filthy ponies. Call me or another griffin a chicken again, and I'll make sure that it will be the last time. Capiche? The griffin held Puppy by the neck, keeping her lifted off the ground while she pressed a gun into the filly's chest with her other claw. The foal's eyes were filled with fear. Puppy tried to break free, but after a quite useless struggle, she simply gave up and began to cry. I'm sorry, Miss Griffin. I'll behave. Please stop. Please. Henrietta nodded and put the filly down. Way better. Now, there were 4 griffins. Where and when? That burst of anger somehow washed away the first shock, helping the griffin to focus a little more on the situation. Puppysmiles talked fast, trying her best to not disappoint the scary griffin again. It was earlier. I was going down the road with a friend, and they were in the sky. At the beginning, it seemed that they were doing a pretty show, but then a lot of them got hurt, and they fell from the sky, and then they were all dead. I spoke with the last one before that he was dead, and he told me to come here and give you that black thing and to say to you that he was really sorry and that he wanted to go south, and then I poked him to make him open his eyes, but he kept sleeping. I tried really hard to wake him. Please don't be mad at me. I really, really wanted to make him get better, but he didn't move, and then Mr. Voice told me that he was dead, and... The filly stepped back, gasping for air, putting both hooves above her head in an attempt to hide herself. Please stop bullying me. I didn't want to be mean. I just wanted to help. I'm sorry. Fuck, she's just a kid. The griffin hesitated as her anger began to fade. That fool probably didn't even mean chicken as an insult. Nonetheless, someone had to teach her something before she got into real trouble. And guess who's that someone? Muttered Henrietta, sighing. The half-eagle patted Puppy's helmet. It's cool, really. Call me Henrietta, or Henry, okay? You just lack some... style. But don't worry, you'll learn. Now let's find a way out of here. But you were mad at me. Puppy was still hiding her head behind the hooves. No, I'm not mad. Now be a good pony and stand up, okay? But I called you a chicken and I told you that you were mean, protested the filly. Just don't do that again, okay? I scolded you and now we're even, alright? So we can still be friends? Tried hopefully, Puppy. The griffin sighed. Yes, we can still be friends. Now please be quiet while I think up a plan. Yeah, sure, it was easy to say, maybe a little harder to achieve, but even those simple words were enough to renew Puppy's happy-go-lucky mood. The filly nodded and sat next to the stairs while the griffin took a look outside. The predator had to be hiding somewhere, probably waiting for them to venture out into the open. Not good. If only I had something better than my guns, I could hope for a lucky shot, but if it doesn't work... The griffin looked back at Puppy. Hey, you don't happen to have big caliber or some high explosives, do you? I have a rock. It's super rocky. Puppy proudly showed the Rock of Destiny to Henrietta. This made the griffin snicker. Oh yes, exactly what we need. A rock. Sorry, kid, but I don't think that I'll let a stupid rock decide my fate. And I'll say what I said in the original version. Like I said, I'm including in the description down below, but the audio and stuff is completely botched to a degree, so I apologize if you decide to watch that for the original reaction. But basically I talk about, and I will talk about, that rock basically has a higher KD than most individuals. That rock has killed 4
entities so far, I believe. Which is pretty impressive because that's more kills than any rock will ever get in its lifetime, usually. So, mad respect to that rock. The Rock of Destiny, aka Boulder. The filly tilted her head, then looked a bit confused at her favorite weapon. I don't think that you're dumb, Rock. I don't think that you're dumb, Rock. But now it's better that you go back sleeping. Please, I'm trying to put a plan together here. Stop kissing goodbye to everything you stash in your saddlebags and do something useful like... Henrietta hesitated. Like, a second that, just go back and play with Twinkle Sail. Silky Tail. Yeah, that one. Have fun. Okie dokie. The tea will be served in 5 minutes. Puppy sat down on the stairs, taking the stuffed Pinkie Pie from her bag. Yes, whatever. Now. The griffin lowered her voice to a mumble. There's no decent cover, and I'm not sure that I can outrun that thing for more than a couple of minutes. We have to face it, but we lack the firepower. Henrietta sighed in distress. This is ridiculous. Those tanks are full of high explosive ammunition, and we are stuck here with 3 45s and a rock. In the meantime, Puppy sat her doll on a large flak 8.8 projectile while using another one as a teapot to serve tea. Hey, do you want 6 or 8 sugar cubes in your cup? Do you have a cup? No thanks. I think I have a plan, the griffin said without even bothering to turn back to the foal. I'll run outside trying to get the manticore's attention. After the manticore starts chasing me, you'll sprint to the nearest tank and get inside. You have to be fast because I can't distract that thing for very long. When you're in the tank, you have to look for HE ammo. They're big and shiny, like a big can with pointy head. They should have a red band so they are easy to identify. Alright? Yes. Puppy looked for a moment at her teapot, shrugging and putting it away. You just keep an eye on Silky Tail, okay? I don't think that your doll is going anywhere while we're out. Just go inside the tank, grab the big can with the red line, and run back here. When you're done, I'll explain to you the second part of the plan. The griffin crouched, readying herself for a jumping start. She needed all the speed she had. But she will be afraid. That filly was a constant source of idiocy and destruction. Puppy, Twinklesail's just a doll. It can't be afraid. Henrietta walked over to the stuffed Pinkie Pie Silky Tail, grabbing it and waving it around in front of the filly. See? She is smiling. So she is okay. Maybe when we are back, she will throw us a... HE flak? 8.8? I don't know. Sorry, I'm not familiar. Not familiar. 8.8 what? 8 millimeter? I don't know. I don't know what flat cannon shot. The griffin's eyes focused on the object being used as a chair for Puffy's toy. Pardon me, where did you find this? Philly and Yell smiled. Soft Air gave me Silky Tail in the glow. No, I mean this one, the chair. Oh, that. It was inside a broken, soapy, huge metal cart. It's shiny and clean. I've got plenty of them. From the expression on the griffin's face, Puppy felt that she had to say something more. Do you want one? Henrietta's left eye went twitchy twitch. Okay, great. Part 1 done. Now, part 2. But we don't even... No, just no. I said part 2. Let's never speak of part 1 again. The griffin's self-control was considerably improving. Listen carefully. I'm trying to lure Mr. Big Bad here at the tower entrance. When the manticore pokes his head in, you have to throw the shell into its mouth, and then I'll shoot it. The head goes boom, and no more bullies. Got it? Puppy frowned. So I throw the teapot inside the jaws, and the movie ends? Oh, wait. Was that a shell she was talking about? She had an HE shell? Like a tank round? Is that what I'm understanding? She just was carrying a tank round with her? The what? Yeah, sure. Throw that thing in the manticore's mouth and I'll do everything else. Now get ready and don't be scared, okay? Okie dokie. The filly hugged the shell and hid herself behind the wall while Henrietta cautiously stepped out of the building with her wings outstretched. Not even a minute later, the sound of gunshots came from outside, followed by the voice of a griffin who was teasing the manticore with a lot of words that Puppy never heard before. The fool was super double curious about what was going on outside, but she had been told to stay put and wait. Now this was a dilemma. If Henrietta found her way out of the place, she was going to be really mad, and that girl was really scary when she was mad. On the other hoof, Puppy was sure that there was something totally cool going on just a few steps away from her. Maybe just a little peek? Outside it was raining lead while roars thundered in the storm of a battle. Just one. It won't hurt, right? The filly slowly crawled next to the door, always hugging her HE shell and trying to look outside. Sneaky, sneaky. Oh, I can't see a thing. This isn't fair at all. Suddenly, a blurry silhouette came speeding through the door, rushing to the opposite side of the room, yelling, "Now!" "Now what?" asked Puppy, a little surprised. "Roar!" Snarling and scraping at the concrete, the manticore appeared at the door, trying to get inside, but being held out by its size. Puppy found herself looking into the snapping jaws of a fell beast just a few inches away from her helmet and yelped, backpedaling. "What are you doing, Puppy? Throw that thing now and dive for cover!" The urgency in Henrietta's voice danced with the panic in her eyes. "Move that cutie mark!" I like that saying. It's like, gotta move that gear up. Move that cutie mark. Get it! I like it when we use words, sentences differently, but with the same meaning like that. The filly in yellow nodded and tried launching the shell. The high explosive round described a straight trajectory through the air while Poppy jumped as far away as she could. When the explosive ammunition hit the ground right below the beast's head, the griffin opened fire. Blam, blam, blam! 3 shots, 3 hits, 3 bounces. Fuck! Its case is too thick. I can't penetrate it. The gunslinger girl swore and emptied both pistols against that stupid explosive shell with no avail. It's not working! Henrietta put away one of her guns and took a third pistol. The one was red with a white line along the barrel, but in everything else it was identical to the other 2 she had. Unloading the gun directly in the manticore's muzzle, she succeeded in making the monster slow down his assault for a moment. "I think he's trying to make the door larger." Puppy stepped back another couple of meters, but now she seemed a lot less scared. The foal tapped her helmet as if she was pondering the situation. "He's good." The beast was looking at Henrietta with bloodlust in his eyes. It was clear enough that he wasn't going to lurk any longer, even if this meant tearing apart the whole tower. The real issue was that the manticore was actually tearing the building apart. Maybe not very fast, but he was getting there. "Don't just stand there, come here!" The griffin reloaded her pistols. "We can still make that thing go boom. If only he can hit the detonator. You just stay low. I'll try something." "What's a detonator?" Henrietta launched herself towards the manticore, ignoring Puppy's question. With the leap, she arrived just a couple of slashes out of the beast's reach and pointed both guns at the shell. "Say goodbye, Jose." I think that's it. I think that's supposed to be Jose. I'm not sure. Pardon me if it's not. Too late to the young fighter. Noticed that the predator had his head reclined and his back arched. Henrietta was half feline too. She had to know how much a manticore can stretch. She should have known better, but now the cat had just fallen into the lion's jaws. He didn't even give her time to swear. In that moment, the manticore stretched out and struck the griffin with a claw, hitting her in the shoulder and grabbing her with his mighty talons. Henrietta shrieked in pain and instinctively, but uselessly, packed and bit at the monster's paw. Puppysmiles screamed in terror too. The filly tried to back away further, but her rump was already pressed against the wall. The manticore was terrible, but even worse, he was hurting Henry. For a moment, Puppy didn't see the manticore, but a pink metal face with blinking blue eyes. "Please, make this giggle end." This is a reference, by the way, to the carnival in Chapter 2 with the pink bot incident. Puppy's eyes flared with pink flames while she raised a hoof. "Rock!" As soon as the Rock of Destiny was in her hoof, the filly launched herself against the beast. Let her go! Let her go now! The manticore immediately spotted the yellow critter assaulting him and instinctively turned his head and closed his jaws on her, tossing his old prey aside. The fangs of the monster closed on the little filly, crushing her with a dry, crunchy sound. Henrietta fought to stay conscious while she staggered across the room, trying to reach the stairs. In the meantime, the manticore let out a triumphant roar that sealed once and for all Puppy's fate. No, it's not. It's too late. Save yourself, gal. Don't turn back. Weakly, the wounded griffin climbed a couple of steps, but the pain was driving her crazy. By the way, she threw herself into the monster's face. I assume she was intending to bash the thing, but now the little horn, crud, pathogen, disease, it's not a disease, it's not, you get the idea, the radiation or whatever crud of the little horn that is inside Puppy's suit is going to kill the creature. I'm pretty certain that's what's gonna happen. Wink, I know. Wink, wink. But yeah, you get the idea. You should be able to figure that out by now. Also, just a little reminder for folks. Couple steps, but the pain was driving her crazy. The manticore behind her was howling in bloody, ponicidal rage, probably tearing apart, dismembering every limb of that poor corpse. Henrietta took a healing potion and swallowed it in a single gulp, then fell face down as her sight began to fail her. Henry tried to turn over to see what was going on and why that atrocious beast kept roaring and howling, but all she could see was a thick, pinkish smoke and nothing else. Then the griffin lost her battle against the staggering pain and fainted. So my reaction to that is, oh my gosh, is she going to become a ghoul? Is she gonna get sick? Now please, let's have a minute of silence in memory of a truly unfortunate manticore. And this is why rule number 1 says no biting. Never. It could be spoiled. Okay. Day 6. Time approximately, oh god, 45 a.m. Yeah, so 12. Location 1 is the 65th Brigade Field Headquarters, Salt Marshes. System fully successfully rebooted. All functions restored. Diagnostic system is online. Subject 001. Puppysmiles. Female Earth Pony. Subject deceased. Condition stable. All clear. See, I think that's always such an interesting little thing. Subject deceased. Deceased. Deceased is a specific word used to describe a dead thing. So Puppysmiles is literally a zombie, I believe. Cause obviously she's a ghoul, but like quite literally a zombie in this term. Puppy lazily opened her eyes and yawned, but it's still dark outside. She had the unpleasant sensation of something heavy laying on her back. What happened? Where's the chicken and that big mean kitty cat? Analyzing. Hostiles detected. 6 meters east. Henrietta. Threat level. Negligible. A single red dot was blinking on the compass. Silly voice. Henry is not an enemy. The dot turned pink. Okie dokie. Let's go to... Hey. The filly moved her hooves, but this didn't make her go anywhere. Puppy looked down to see that she was hanging from some sort of gray perch. It took more than a couple of tries to break free from the skull of the manticore. The skeleton of the beast had turned the same color as the wall and seemed to be partially stuck inside it, as if the animal and the wall had melted together. The large head, full of teeth, was open in eternal roar, while his wings stretched out, desperately trying to break free from the deadly cloud that had consumed him. This is like what the poison blood perk or like Thorn's armor in Minecraft should really be in a nutshell. This is like a return damage to attacker type level crud here. Like this is the real deal. Puppysmiles trotted over to Henrietta, but the griffin was lying on the stairs, giving no signs of life. Mr. Voice, is she, dead? Analyzing. Negative. The subject is unconscious. Oh.
This means that she will be okay? Affirmative. The subject is recovering. Okie dokie. That was enough for Puppy. She smiled and kissed Henrietta goodbye through her helmet. I'm sorry, but I have to go, chicken girl. My mom is somewhere on the other end of this arrow. Puppy trotted in some meters away, but then stopped and frowned. Somehow she felt that just kissing goodbye this time wasn't enough. The filly went back to Henrietta, took the Pinkie Pie doll from her saddlebags, and put it under one of the griffin's paws. Here, Silky Tail, look after Henrietta, and don't let anything bad happen to her. Now it was really okay. Puppy trotted outside and retrieved her scooter. Hey, can I have some music? In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the quiet jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. I'm not gonna be all singing about it this time. Ah, that's interesting. Also, disclaimer. This is like the first actually like vulgar episode, I guess. The next part of this chapter has some questionable word choices, so if that's not your thing, then you've been warned. I have to read it anyway for the most part, because that's my job here. Day 6, time approximately 10 a.m. Location Griffin's Fall Salt Marshes. Digging in the marsh without a shovel was already torture by itself, but digging your father's grave in this muddy terrain with your bare claws was... no. Just no. Tears dropped from the griffin's beak while she swallowed pain. Every time she tried deepening the hole in the dirt, it was filled again with murky water, but she kept digging in silence. He could never bear her crying. He was the most hard and badass mercenary ever, and now he was dead, killed by talons. Familiar name. Henrietta dragged the dead body to the shallow hole, pushed him inside. The corpse settled into the mud with a gurgle. The daughter watched the blood-stained feathers sinking in the pool and tried her best to fight back the tears. Fuck. He wouldn't even sink in completely. Not fair, man. Leaving me alone like this? What am I going to do now? Henrietta sighed. She tried being mad at him, if only to find a weapon against grief, but it was so hard. He was gone. So what now? Why, you... fuck. Just fuck. The griffin began filling the grave again with mud and all the stones and asphalt chunks she could find nearby. With the last stone in place, Henrietta stared at where his beak had been visible. Just moments before, she took out the black gun and hesitated, then put it away again. Instead, she plucked 3 feathers from her right wing and planted them where she knew her father's chest would lie forever. Tell Mom I'll be fine, okay? Henrietta rubbed her eyes with one claw while she rummaged in her bag with the other, retrieving Silky Tail. The griffin looked into the smiling blue eyes of the stuffed doll and tried to smile back. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Poor Henrietta. That's rough. That's actually pretty depressing, actually. Having to bury your own father like that, that's rough. Rough. Alright, this is where, advisory warning. Day 6, time approximately 11:30 am, location random encounter, location Salt Marshes. Hi, I'm Puppysmiles, one of the 3 slavers. A Black Earth pony frowned. I think I heard that name before. Maybe we should just pass on this one. He looked at the other 2 ponies. They were all well armed, but over the last 2 days, Lonesome Pony kept rumbling on about the ghost infesting the northern branch of the Big 52. I'm not afraid of ghosts. Dripping blood. What a name. What a name. Imagine that's your name. That is such a name. But if a foal scares the shit out of you, then you can just keep an eye on other slaves. The leader of the slavers, a yellow unicorn glided his meager haul, a couple stallions and a foaling mare, way below the quota. 40 nails, catch her.
Puppysmiles was a bit uncertain. There were 6 dots on her compass, but half of them were pink and the other half was red. This had to be another weirdness by Mr. Voice. One of the ponies marked with the red dot approached her cautiously and put a hoof on her back. Now come with us and don't resist, kid.
Okie dokie. Where are we going? The filly in yellow smiled with enthusiasm. Apparently her behavior was quite odd to these newcomers. The nearest pony, a green unicorn, looked over to his boss, who shrugged and encouraged him.
See? Easy peasy. Put her in a collar and let's move. Okay. Let's see. 40 Nails tried to open Puppy's suit, but he wasn't exactly a Minister of Peace technician. Hey boss, this fucking thing won't open.
I can take it off. I can't take it off too. It's super stuck helmet. I even tried hitting it, but it just keeps repairing itself.
At last, some pony was helping Puppy with the spacesuit problem, but they didn't seem anywhere skilled enough. I think that there is some sort of button to press here and there, but they don't work. Shut up, retard. Sorry to laugh. That's like number 4 or 5, I think. I said that already. 4 or 5 is the number we're at. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where we're at currently. 40 was losing patience and decided to go medieval on the whole problem. It's clobbering time. He held up a hydraulic wrench and brought it down hard on Puppy's helmet, creating an intricate network of cracks that ran across its surface. The yellow unicorn roared. Hey, if you break her head, I'll break yours. A dead fool is worth nothing. The black slaver simply kept an eye on the other 3 slaves, snickering at the scene. Puppy stepped back, afraid. Hey, that's dangerous. Warning. Compass malfunctioning. Warning. Sensor systems offline. Warning. Helmet integrity severely compromised. Repair systems activated. Oh, fucking son, that's a hard nut to break. The green unicorn raised his weapon again, only to see that the cracks in the helmet were already closing. What the fuck? He hesitated. Just tie her up with a rope and let's get going. We'll see to that once we're out of this shithole. Oh god. Okay, Puppy was told to behave, so she behaved, while Pretty Ponies put a noose around her neck. It was only when they tried dragging her with the other slaves that she began feeling something wrong in the air. Hey, I can't leave my ride there. The filly trod towards her scooter, but the slaver holding the rope stopped her with a sudden jerk. Where do you think you're going? Puppy kept struggling. My scooter! Let me go! 40 Nails snickered. Yeah, sure, bitch. He pulled the filly close and looked into her eyes. You're a slave now. Forget your scooter and everything else. If you want to stay alive, stay put. Got it? But I have to go there. Puppy pointed a hoof south. The green unicorn snorted and hit her on the flank with the butt of his hunting rifle. Alright, and we're skipping that line. Y'all can read that yourselves. Don't mess her up or you'll be paying for her. The leader shrugged without even turning back. The filly in yellow frowned. I don't think that's a nice word. But she seemed completely unfazed by the first beating, so the great slaver gave her a stronger blow. Shut up! Puppy was sent flying, landing a few meters away. Hey, some pony could get hurt. She got up on her hooves, giving no sign of pain and earning a worried look from 40 Nails. But what are you? Fuck off and stay down. The slaver aimed his rifle and shot 2 bullets into the foal. Blam, blam! 2 hits, 2 holes in the filly's chest, and still no reaction from her. 40's eyes widened in terror. In the meantime, the leader turned on his minion. What the fuck are you doing, you fucking son of a fucking drug addict? This is the last time you kill a slave. The yellow unicorn charged the green pony head down, sending him flying through the air. No, I'm not gonna die here. They all sound the same now. Raiders are raiders. In a state of utter panic, 40 turned his rifle against his boss and emptied the magazine. One of the unicorn's legs exploded before he could even realize what was going on. The slave leader fell to his knees, pulling out his assault rifle and spraying bullets all around. The black-haired pony that had kept silent until now unsheathed a shotgun, but was hit by the raging boss along with one of the slaves and Puppysmiles. The bullets pierced the foal, leaving at least 3 different holes, but it didn't seem to affect her very much. She got eaten alive, honestly. She can handle a lot more than a couple of bullets. She got stabbed in the neck. What else happened? She got chewed like a piece of gum by a manticore. I said the stab in the neck, I think. Now she got shot. Yeah, she's been through the ringer. And she's been squished by a couple of buildings. Oh, God. That's a lot of buildings. Stop quarreling.
Please, hey, I'm talking with you two. Puppy tried to restore some order, but this brawl seemed a bit beyond her capabilities. You are all bad ponies, and you should feel bad. Mr. Voice, do something. Repairs finished. Containment fully restored. Subject 001, Puppysmiles, deceased. Condition stable. All clear. Not that something, something else. Puppy pouted. The black slave was staggering, trying to retrieve a healing potion, but the unwounded stallion slave rammed him, taking his gun and emptying it into his sorry muzzle. The wounded slave fell on the ground, coughing blood, while the pregnant mare tried to find cover behind the armed slave. 40 nails exhaled his last breath, and even the leader was rapidly bleeding to death, but he didn't want to hit hell's doors alone. With a glow of magic, a remote control appeared from his saddlebags, while he coughed blood, trying to laugh. Do not fear, little ponies, cough. You are going to cough to precede me. He raised his good hoof to hit the detonator for the slaves' collars. The two surviving slaves looked at him in horror. No toys for the meanie pony. A yellow hoof took the detonator from under the slave's leader's muzzle. Puppy was looking at him with her best scolding look. I said, stop being crazy. I'll keep this thing until you behave. The filly gave a theatrical pause. And I'm dead serious about this. The slaver looked at Puppy and snickered. I can't believe this. I heard that story about cough. I'm doing the ghoul voice. The ghost. His eyes focused for a moment on the last scratches of Puppy's suit as they disappeared completely. Hell, you're fucking scary that I could ever imagine. The slaver's voice died as his life dripped away into a thirsty wasteland. Day 6, approximately 8:30 p.m. Location Tunneltown outskirts. Biggs 52 North Branch. So when Mommy Pony loves Daddy Ponies super special much, they write a letter to Princess Celestia and ask for a little foal. You really didn't know that? The filly trotted and galloped all around as she talked. It's been a long, but luckily an uneventful walk through the salt marshes. At least the endless plain of murky pools was behind them, giving way to an area of barren hills. Now it was possible even in the darkness of the night to see any suspect movement from a good distance. Puppy's HUD flashed here and there with red dots, but there were mostly wild animals scared by the filly's supernatural presence. The pair of ponies traveling with Puppysmiles were in a bit of a distress. It was the pregnant mare, a milky unicorn by the name of Sweetflower, who spoke first. Well, yes, it works more or less that way. You're quite a chatty filly, aren't you? Yup, every pony keeps telling me that. Puppy smiled and completely changed the topic. I hope that you get a filly. Fillies are the cutest. She lowered her voice. Besides, I heard that colts have cooties. It's true. Sweetflower giggled and nuzzled her companion, a brown earth pony named Asso. I don't know. I failed the name. Is Asso? I don't know. In the neck. She's a little bit right, isn't she? Asso laughed. I just know that it's going to be awesome. The stallion stopped trotting and looked in the distance. Oh man, I was really hoping originally that they were just going to be like the biggest, like, little adorable family. Like, that could have been so cute. Little arc right here. Temporarily parents. Oh man, I'm trying to look at the distance. Here we are, little one. That's the tunnel. The brown pony pointed a hoof to a small group of lights perched on the middle of a steep mountain wall. A large bridge formed by many stone arches rose from the swamp, climbing directly toward the mountain like a highway to the sky. Puppy's eyes widened in awe at the sight of such a marvelous thing. It seemed like the road shot upwards like an arrow of awesomeness, and then bam! It disappeared in a show of colored lights. The filly's two companions were way more interested in her. The foal's eyes shone in the dark, a bright pink light that surrounded the helmet in a ghostly halo. Okie dokie, so we go now? Mom is waiting for me somewhere in there, the foal asked enthusiastically, an epic failing to notice the alarmed looks the two gave her. Oh, well, we don't live there, and you need to pay a fee in order to get inside Tunneltown. We're heading to the trade station in Badlands. It's a small hub along the detour. At that point, Asel hesitated, but the mare nudged him, encouraging her mate to speak his mind. After a brief pause, the stallion lowered his eyes and continued.
We have to know this. Are you really a ghost? Some sort of guardian angel sent here to protect children? Puppy tilted her head and giggled. I'm Puppysmiles, mister. Pretty silly pony. I don't know why every pony keeps calling me a ghosty, but I'm just looking for my mom. Yes, you told us that about 1,000,000 times. So gave a tired look at his mate and shrugged. Well, I guess this is all. We owe you our freedom somehow, so thank you. I wish I had something to repay you, but we need everything we have to get home alive. Okie dokie, goodbye, pretty ponies. Puppy waited until her new friends disappeared from sight, then merrily trotted up the bridge towards Tunneltown. Footnote level up. Level 5. New perk added. Intense training. Strength went from 5 to a 6. You can has lots of stuff in your bags. Honestly, it's always a good thing when you can level up your main skills, right? Those are the ones you're always looking out for, so I shamed it a little bit in the original, but yeah. Well, I apologize once again, folks. I wanted to keep this part mostly clean. But, you know, technical difficulties. The world just likes to screw some people over sometimes. You know how it is. But yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed that. I enjoyed that so far. I'm liking this story. I think it's really fun. I'm glad that Puppysmiles, right, it's just her mainly for the story. She's not picking up companions or anything. It's just this naive little kiddo in the wasteland. Kind of just going by, just doing what they can. And I like that a lot. And yeah, so what do y'all think about this series so far? Let me know in the comments down below. I will be finishing this series here, just like this kinda. But yeah, let me know. Let me know what your thoughts. You like it? You don't like it? What are some things you find hilarious? Not so hilarious? Blah blah blah. I'm always interested to see. But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. Once again, created by Mimezinga. And as always, I will catch you all in the next one.